The last of the silver screen cowboys, the last of a fast dying breed.
All right, we're glad you joined us for this episode. We are continuing about Rex Allen, the Arizona cowboy, or the last of the singing cowboys. It's part of my silver screen boyhood as I was growing up. Roy and Rex and Gene and a lot of these old Western stars who presented a good image on the screen. And I wrote a poem one time about silver screen boyhood, and I'll read just a portion of it here. It says, "My boyhood across the 50s was spread. Heroes then had values that would shine. Their private lives didn't cause us any dread, and we got to see them for only a dime." Of course, you can't see heroes today for a dime, but these old comics, a lot of these that I'm talking about, cost a dime. You get 52 pages, and sometimes 64, or in some of the comics, even more pages back in those days. But one time I went over to Knoxville and attended a convention. It's called the Riders of the Silver Screen Film Caravan, and Rex Allen was a featured star at that convention. And while I was there, I got his autograph, and there were several others that were there, but I remember Rex specifically, and my wife and I were sitting in a hotel restaurant, and we were eating breakfast, and I heard this fellow with a very distinctive low voice, very pleasant voice, turned around, and it was Rex Allen. And so I got to see him while I was over there and got to get his autograph. And he also autographed to my mother, autographed a picture to my mother, Virgie. And he said, "To Virgie, keep looking up, signed Rex Allen." And I told him my mother was ailing, and she was. She died about 5 years later of cancer, but he was good enough to make it out to her, and I really appreciated Rex Allen doing that. And I ran across something a letter. I found this on eBay. It was an authentic original letter signed by Rex Allen, and I'll read it to you. And it was from a man named Mr. Smokey Smith, from Smokey Smith Enterprises in Des Moines, Iowa. And it says, "Dear Smokey," well, actually it's from Rex to Smokey. It says, "Dear Smokey, just a note to let you know I'm opening in the Flame Room in Minneapolis on February 26th and could be available for an auditorium date in your area on the 24th or the 25th. 1968 looks like a beautiful year for all of us. Hope it is even better for you. Let me hear from you. Warm regards, Rex Allen." And there's his signature right there. It's from Rex Allen to Mr. Smokey Smith. I thought that was interesting to be able to find that original letter. Now, Rex made a transition from the movies in 1955, 56. He went into TV and made a series, it was about 39 episodes, 1958 to 1959. It's called Frontier Doctor, and he didn't wear his guns. You know, in the movies he'd worn his guns backwards, you know, the handles facing forward, kind of like Bill Elliott did, and one or two of the other old Western stars. But this is number one. They only made one issue of Frontier Doctor, and he had the idea himself. He did some study at a library about frontier doctors, and he decided he'd like to be in a series about Frontier Doctor, and so this came about. And William Whitney, who's a great director of old westerns, he directed a lot of the episodes of Frontier Doctor. But those are some of my memories of of Rex, and from when I remember meeting him over there in 1988 in Knoxville, Tennessee. His son, Rex Allen Jr., is also a performer. He sings. In fact, one of his best songs is "The Last of the Silver Screen Cowboys." Of course, he's singing mainly about his dad, Rex Allen. Well, I'll close with this. You know, Rex had two sidekicks, main sidekicks, Buddy Epson, who went on to play with Fess Parker and Davy Crockett. And he also had Slim Pickens, who was in a lot of Westerns. And that made me think of this verse in Proverbs that says, can two walk together unless they be agreed? And of course, he and his sidekicks, they got along well, made some good movies. Give me a like.